Tonight on Poker After Dark, some new blood joins the game. Jeremiah's fortunes take a turn.
I'm playing bad today.
Oh, so sick.
I'll play this tournament poker.
And Nick Schulman can do no wrong.
I'm a bad man, James.
Well, there's an old saying, the only thing you need to play this game is a chip and a chair. Poker actually isn't about winning and losing. Poker's about making the right decision. When luck shuts the door, you got to come in through the window.
Doyle just double-checked his hole cards. Doesn't look like he has a flush.
What's taking so long? Let's go.
Wow, Doyle's doing a lot of talking over there. This could be a bluff.
We don't stop playing because we get old. We get old because we stop playing. That's poker, folks.
It isn't poker after dawn. It isn't poker after noon or dusk. It is time for Poker After Dark, coming to you as always from the Las Vegas Strip and the Poker After Dark Suite here at Aria Resort and Casino. 6 hopefuls gathered around the purple felt playing No Limit Hold'em. Yours truly with the call, Ali Najad. Blinds will be 50 and 100. The $100 big blind ante, $10,000 minimum buy-in, $50,000 maximum buy-in. There's a look at the breakdowns for the chips in play here. Quarters all the way up to 5K chips.
He's been broke a few times. He's 21, says he's been broke a few times. That's amazing.
And we'll walk you through the entire lineup. Pictured there,
No,
James
dude,
Board,
amazing, literally.
the Briton,
But yeah,
worked
so
in finance,
I could do retail, and I'm scared of the market. So
but a professional
I
player.
don't see the point in. and I
There's
don't think
Terry
it's gonna
Fleischer,
change much
tournament
really
pro,
with
stud
the
player.
my firm.
I mean, if it's working, what you're doing right now, go ahead and
Just
buy.
have, like, a few
Scott
clients
Ball,
and
formerly the head
high
of
income from each one,
poker
and
on Twitch.
easy, in a
Yeah,
way.
then, well,
Very big platform for
Yeah,
sounds
basically.
Poker
like the
pros to
clients are
stream
probably
their
pretty
action.
Specific too, so you might want to like.
Healthcare
Let's look at
finance
Matt
and-
Berkey
Healthcare finance and sport.
to the very left of the screen.
That's
I'm one of the clients.
Yeah,
On
one of the
Fleischer's right.
that's super cool.
Of my own company.
And all
Yeah,
5
love
of
that.
these
Which is
players
really
will be
weird, kinda like
participating in this
third-party
particular
and,
hand for 600
yeah.
ahead. It comes 10-8-5, rainbow, bottom set for young Jeremiah Williams, the 21-year-old phenom.
Up until a few weeks ago, I had
And up against
98%.
Scott Ball's top 2 pair,
until a few weeks ago.
And you don't
this is
know.
going to be
I'm doing
trouble.
a fri- I'm doing a
You know, they underwrote it, or they just did a seed round?
No, we're just doing a seed round right now. I'm doing a closing the friends and family round and doing a VC round.
Okay. I used to work in a fund for 7 years. 7, 8 years.
I'd love to show you just so you could like tell me how bad my pitch to a fund is.
Sure, no
I'm doing
problem.
stuff with the Y Combinator guys now. There you go.
Anytime, I'll do it for nothing.
Thank you.
It's good stuff.
And all you.
I worked 7 years in, I did some really exciting kind of stuff. I was in emerging markets in South Africa, just when democracy hit. Like, not when democracy hit, but when the affirmative action stuff came out and they were forcing companies to sell to like young black academic kids. And we
Big
would
turn
broker the
for
deal.
Ball, who now has the flush draw to go with
It was
top
intense.
2. Williams just
It was
called
really
on the
close,
flop,
It
and I
went,
suspect we'll hear from him here now that the board
First thing we did is
is
I had a massive-
dampened, courtesy
Yeah,
of the
I
arrival
did
of that
that
deuce of
before.
diamonds.
Ex-head of Tudor Capital London. It's really one of the biggest firms.
But
I'll
no,
let you play that.
he decides to just call. Extra 7K into the middle. King of spades doesn't affect anything. Williams checking a 3rd time, and you can't blame Ball for reaching for chips, and with 13,000 in the middle. He fires over half pot.
All in.
All in.
How much is it? Oh, so sick. How much is it? 5, 6, 7. Go like
23-5 total, 16,000 to call.
4. 16, 5, 20.
I don't love that river card at all. Just have like king 10.
Sure smells that way, doesn't it?
King 10 would beat me right now. So I'm a little sad. Did 16, 5 more?
16, 5, 25. More.
Fives.
That wins too.
Ball
Look at that turn card.
making the call
Nice in.
Thank you.
and getting pummeled.
Bowling's too hard, man.
And to the reload pouch
Fendi.
goes Scott Ball as we do some accounting. And
Will
on
be this.
the back end of that
Pretty
pot,
cute.
Jeremiah Williams is
Goes
now
on my
up
back.
$20,000 on the session.
I have a.
I was like,
I like
yeah.
my backpack too, but I don't like putting chips behind me. I had it on 25.
Do you know how many times I've dropped 20? I did that out my
From
pocket.
Illinois,
It's insane.
Midwest,
That's why I put them in
is
there now, and they
Jeremiah
sit in front of
Williams.
me.
Yeah,
I
insane.
can't drop
A
them.
few opportunities to play poker, not far away from the Chicago area.
So
And
it's
Indiana comes to mind. And some of that optimism was on display
to
with
do
the
is just put it
10-8
on the
against the
market.
set of fives, though one can't fault Scott
uh,
for being a little curious.
No.
Do you like a SPAC or just straight up?
Hate to get bluffed in that spot.
probably with a fund.
Scott
That
Yeah.
partner with a fund.
from
and just
San
like-
Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had offers before.
you
It's
so
just
much.
like, I don't think we're ready. And you know, you only get one opportunity to present yourself well.
Mentioned that he's involved in Twitch poker once upon a time. Since then, he has moved on to found Endgame Talent, a firm focused on branding and demand generation with community building, using streaming media and integrated social platforms. Basically, helping companies figure out how to reach millennials and Gen Z. Meanwhile, back to the poker. Ace, King, Jack, Rainbow board. Berkey was the opener with this 7 deuce. If you're wondering what he's thinking, well, there's $1,500 per player available as a bounty if you can win the pot with 7 deuce. Jeremiah's other card here is the 7 of spades. We'll see whether or not Berkey can move Jeremiah off these aces as he makes a pair of deuces on the turn. Terry Fleischer is not involved in the 7 deuce bounty, so he won't be sweating this outcome. Not that he knows, or anyone knows, that Berkey's out here with 7 deuce. Now Jeremiah thought about it, but decides to check the river, and now Matt has to decide whether or not he wants to step away from this pot or if he's going to try to value bet. Make it look like a value bet, rather.
35?
35.
It's a game about AI. It's really cool. It's super simple. It's not like trying to play multiplayer hard with
Oops.
people. It's a bunch of mini stories basically.
He wins.
It's a bunch of miniature stories. And
You're welcome, you guys.
play. Thank you for protecting us.
Poker After Dark is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts and Auto Care Centers. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa Know-How. And by Cuervo Tradicional, made with 100% agave since 1795. Welcome back to Aria Resort and Casino for more Poker After Dark. While we were away, Nick Schulman has returned to the table, restoring six-handed action to the affair. During the first frame, the players were talking about this new game, akin to werewolves, called
Dude,
Among
when you were
Us.
gone, it was so uncomfortably quiet.
I'm sorry.
I'm so glad you're here. Don't do that to me again, please.
I'm so sorry.
7-deuce bounty. Gets hunted by Williams. Timing is a little bad here. Schulman's open. He'll get through, but probably not balls 3-bet on the button with the 2 10s. And we'll have to see what develops from here forward. Healthy 11,600 in the middle. 1 overcard to the 10s. Swing and a miss for 7-deuce.
Okay, 3,000.
Williams stays the course with a 3K bet. Which ball calls? Now Williams makes a pair of 7s. Ball picking up the gut shot straight draw. Jeremiah slows down. Ball checks back. Now the board pairs on the river. And Williams not willing to fire again. All Ball would need to do is check back and take this pot. So might he be looking to cobble a little value? The answer is no. And
Ah, nice hand. Just have the ace king.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Got him.
Sad.
Yep.
take it down, Mr. Ball.
Thought that might be the ace king. That'd be pretty funny. I don't think I was folding.
Good to see a smile on Scott's face in spite of a rough start here to this session for him.
What a great game. What a great game.
There's a look at the stack sizes brought to you by GG. 73 plus in front of Schulman. Good for a 24K W. And Jeremiah clicking back to 23,000
like,
in
heck
profit.
yes.
Everybody else
I don't
is
mind.
currently in the red.
All right.
$51,248. As the game is certainly livening up. Under the gun and the button are the same thing. Williams pouncing on the opportunity with a queen 3 suited. Fleischer with the ducklings.
Call.
Leads them into these waters.
Fold.
And will be heads up to the flop as Williams almost got it through. 2 aces and a 5 with a couple of spades.
It's a fun industry to be though, man. Like,
Some days it's not fun. So
what you were saying earlier makes so much sense though. Like,
when people realize the utility value and make good money, good return.
$1,500 C bet from Williams has Fleischer in a bit of a bind. He'd hate to be up against an ace. Doesn't have a spade in his hand.
smart. That's absolutely ridiculous, Nick.
The chip bounce?
That's the greatest trick I've ever seen.
Well, thank you, sir. I mean, all right,
How have
go.
I not
Yeah,
tried this?
no
all the
shot that
time?
sticks again.
Terry
No, no,
made
we're
the
gonna
call
go.
on the flop. Now checks the turn. Williams
That's a tough
slows
distance.
down with a check back. Does not improve on the river. Terry perceived by the lineup as perhaps on the tighter end of the spectrum,
Check.
which can
Well,
work
pair.
both
I have
for
queen high.
and against
Nice hand.
his adversaries.
That's the corkscrew.
playing
payments
bad
right
today.
there.
Just make more sets, man.
That's right.
Just make more sets.
Just gotta make some sets.
Williams shuts it down, and Terry
Just listen, I'm
Drags the
asking
pot.
everybody to have pity on me now. Help me out a little bit. It's not going to hurt you,
Just
but
some
it means a
friendly
lot to
poker
me.
here.
Mr. Terry to his online foes has 1.9 million in career live tournament earnings. Lives here in Vegas, was a stud player back in the day.
Oh yeah, I had queen 3 or queen 2.
Still obviously splashes around in the cash game streets,
Can't recall.
as evidenced by his participation here today.
Raise 1200.
Double straddle, taxed by the ace-queen of Williams on the heels of having lost that last pot. Schulman mulling things over with an ace-5 suited. Decides to play right back. And it looks like Terry Fleischer is headed over to our confessional. Gonna share some thoughts. Let's check in.
Well, this is quite an event. You know, I want to thank Maury for inviting me. Sitting next to Matt Berkey on my right and Nick Schulman on my left. You know, I'm actually, as far as the buy-ins go, I mean, they have so much more than me as far as cash. So I have to be real protective. I could be out of this thing in no time. I mean, the hands play pretty big. I just won with pocket deuces on an ace-ace-5 board with the king on the river. So let's keep the momentum going, and maybe I'll be back up here. We'll see.
That's why you're sharks make more sense. Yeah. The hot spot of the world for sharks, man. They're everywhere there.
Very, very good.
Picking up the action, Schulman's 3-bet to 6,000 was called by Williams, and then he fired 4,000 on the flop of King 10 tray, which Williams called again. Now Schulman slows down after the queen hits the turn, which gives him a Broadway draw, but gives Williams a pair of queens. Williams checking back, 4 to a straight on the board now.
Yeah, there's some guy that lives out there that, like, pre-dives, no cage, everything with whites, like, as a regular thing. It's his hobby, and it's, like, really, really nuts. Like, grabs him and stuff. And
It's super dangerous.
Dude, it's insane.
Nick almost assuredly understands that he's not going to win at showdown with this ace high. With 20,000 in the middle, he decides to take a little stab at it here. 5,500. Looks kind of milky. And Williams releases the best hand without much fanfare whatsoever. Didn't get curious at all. Well executed there by Nick. Schulman may be just 36 years old, but far from short in the tooth when it comes to gambling, and showed it off right there. Back in Las Vegas and back to Poker After Dark, where so far tonight we've seen the 7-deuce bounty get the better of a couple of our players, but it has certainly juiced the action.
Yeah, of course.
I've lived in it for years. Yeah.
400.
Raise up to 400. Call 4.
Board snap flicks a purple chip in there in the small as he has Schulman's King 10 in bad shape.
Is that right? Oh, no.
Ball joins the
Sorry.
party as well.
I'm just trying to overpay now after underpaying.
3 amigos to the flop.
And overcompensate.
Yeah.
My error.
Not one but 2 10s hit the board. Schulman with trips. And ball has hit the 8 with an ace kicker. They'll be pinned in there for at least this 500.
Call.
Down to heads up.
Check. $1,700.
9 on the turn, draws 1,700 from Schulman.
Call.
Ball, not yet a believer. Makes the call. Trouble card.
Check.
Ball with 8s full of 10s. And we'll see what kind of number Schulman rings up here.
$4,500.
It's the kind that feels like it's going to get a call out of this 8. Not a lot of reason to raise. And certainly too little to fold.
Raise up to 12. Call.
Well, I stand corrected. The raise from Ball, snap call from Schulman, and he shows the 10. Ball made it 12,000 total. Didn't give Nick any credit for the 10. Obviously, there were a lot of straights possible as well.
I hate it when they beat me to the pot.
It's not a good feeling there with
Not
the
the
8.
best, yeah,
It's
no,
a little
no,
bit
not
scary.
the best. Not a little bit scary.
Just a
Yeah. It just felt like Jacks.
It could have been. Could have been Jacks against Jeremiah, too.
400 call, double straddle.
I can go home whenever. I'm kind of like still settling in.
I don't care if you win $1 zillion. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no.
Just the first question everyone asks me is, does he have a job? You know,
I do, yeah, I do.
I know you do.
I've got a LinkedIn, bro.
I have as well, but I've never used it.
Same here.
I used it the other day because someone was viewing me and it sent me an email and I was like, I want to know who's looking at my LinkedIn.
So then you bought the premium to
Yeah,
find out.
yeah, it's so sick. That's the best marketing tool in the world, man.
That's curiosity right there, man.
So sick, man. They got me for $20.
Check.
Check.
Check her out.
I need a spade.
Schulman limped in from the big blind. All 3 players checking the ace-7-6 board where Nick has flopped himself top 2 pair.
Man of my word.
And the 6s can't take it any longer. Ball sprinkles 500 out there.
The worst. If someone's got 7-2, so still the most profitable thing for me to do is fold and accept the 1,500 paint.
Very aggressive over there, Nick.
Nick Schulman. Danger to society.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a bad man, James. You know? This is the real deal.
Ball feeling curious. Makes the call and doesn't improve. And left with just 6s.
6,000.
4th pair on this full run out. Now facing a 6K riverbed. Can't fault him for feeling like Nick might be speeding. Schulman's chips have been active.
I am such a station.
You got 7-2?
Call.
No, I don't.
Oh, phew.
2 pair.
I knew you had 2 pair, but I was worried you had 7-2.
I
So
understand.
bad. Yeah.
Well, Ball had the sense
I
that
kind of knew you had a 7, you sneaky sneak.
there could be station-like
You
behavior
don't play
at
fair.
work, and
What am I going to do? I mean,
You don't have that.
looks it up and sees Nick had the goods. Back inside the Poker After Dark suite for more 6-handed cash game action. Lately, it's been dominated by the impressive play of my partner Nick Schulman.
Nothing wrong with that.
Straddle 200.
It means you're winning hands.
Not the ones that count. Annie already in there? Yeah.
As Nick Schulman raised, I will fold.
A wise choice, James.
Just avoiding the generational quality.
Call.
You play it all in the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Schulman's
small
king
game,
queen
it's a
has
pretty
Williams
big one.
king jack in trouble.
Yep.
You played it before? Or?
I haven't. I know about it.
But that game's not running at
That
the
flop
moment. They're in
texture.
Vegas at the same time.
Didn't
Hang on,
look
man.
to get anyone in
But
trouble,
there
but
is
now the turn makes
I think
things
we'll come
interesting
out.
as Williams binks his
Then you
jack to take the lead, but Schulman
Full
picks up an
valve.
open ender.
I'm sure it has.
Call.
Yeah, epic.
It's nice house. It's nice. Oh, I mean, it's a nice environment. It's like,
Of course.
like 1.8 acres. So you just look out.
The Bay Area, that's amazing.
You just look out at the
Doesn't
chill, and we don't really pay that big like a.
Now Schulman's turn
Yeah.
to hit the side card.
102 or 2-4 max.
2,000.
Is your friend pointless getting stuck? You were going to settle $1 million with your friend the next day. It's just like,
Call.
Fires 2,000 and gets
and you're
paid.
like, well, you would have paid it.
Thank you.
I can't. Yeah, we play sometimes, and then there's like a 10, 20, or 25.
Quietly
game in
cobbling.
Yeah.
Nick Schulman
I didn't play at all, other than
I found it very hard to play. for
doesn't
years.
bring a lot of
Played
attention to
since
himself
casino, Grayson
in the
casino,
process, but
early 90s.
You know, I mean,
very much a student of the game.
this is perfect. I'm excited for the Masters this week.
I'm sure I've bet a little bit on golf in my time.
You know what I'm not excited for? The 89 Masters, wire to wire.
Doing
Nick,
golf now.
seriously.
I could check actually.
Probably Bryson, but the line isn't so amazing. But he can. I don't know. There's like there's a couple holes where he hits it so far, he's going to hit it to another hole and have like a pitching wedge in on a par 5. Like,
I've
it's,
seen how they make the markets for golf and like Betfair and stuff, who they use.
yeah.
Raise
just
up
like-
to
Oh, you're still
7.
here.
Hard to beat those guys.
Wow, it's only been like
Call.
5 minutes since I played a hand. Shit.
It's ridiculous.
Man, I gotta play some more hands then.
It's a fair play, in my opinion.
No, it's fine. with people,
Matchups
actually.
maybe,
But
but
again,
like
they
the
got
future bets are.
600.
again the guys I know doing it for them. They've got so much data, so much resource.
For sure.
Hide in the corner now.
I think it's like any sport betting.
Williams going to try his hand at an ace-deuce suited. Picks up 3 customers
Right.
and fares better than
7 deuce.
Fleischer did.
Please don't have any.
600.
This young whiz kid's going to cost me 1,500 with his 7 deuce.
Call.
Players could be treading lightly indeed with the 7-deuce game
God.
on. Always the prospect of that holding looms. Fleischer deciding to raise it to 1,500 with the queen after Berkey flatted with the 8s. Now Jeremiah has to decide how he wants to proceed.
Raise.
Not going to waste any time with the heart draw out there. Puts in a
36.
3-bet. Makes Berkey's decision easy. Terry does have backdoor hearts.
Do you get the itch to play like high rollery kind of tournaments?
What was that?
Do you get
So
the itch
he'll
to play
stick
like
around.
big buy and no limit tournaments?
I would. I haven't, honestly, I haven't really before,
What's up?
Yeah.
but I think it'd be fun. Last time I came here, I sat in Ivy's room and played like two of the superstars for like 8 hours while drinking because it was just so much fun to play.
Yeah, obviously you're well versed in 2 cards.
Williams
It
fills
was
up.
fun. Like,
For sure. Yeah, you might win.
you can just run like God sometimes.
Yes.
I'd like to add 25,
Besides,
but I
no
need
need to
break
bet
down
it.
the chip.
Fleischer's kicker no longer in play.
Go ahead.
Check.
You want flags?
Terry looked like he
Yeah,
was
they
thinking
won't
about
let
it.
me keep that on the table, they said.
Oh, I can't do it?
Checks
Okay.
back
You
instead.
probably can. They won't let me keep it on the table, though.
Check. That's 13,500.
How much?
13,500.
I think you should spectate and check out my home game one night.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Seriously, though. I think if you saw it, you would I like what you're thinking.
Yeah. I'm down.
Pretty legendary.
My phone is
The
on.
bet is 13-5. It's
Pretty
enough to
legendary.
have Terry covered. Terry decides he wants to call and
You really win.
thought maybe it was busted hearts. No, sir.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun.
Have a good night, Terry.
Nice meeting you, Terry.
Nice meeting you guys. Ace, deuce.
Terry Fleischer becomes the first casualty of the six-pack as he decides to call it a night. Midway into the second frame, leaving behind 5 players and 23,000 Terry bucks. Before the break, Terry Fleischer hit the felt and said goodnight, but the table won't stay shorthanded for long. Missing is Chris Johnson, who is en route. Will be there shortly. They're playing 100, 200 no limit. It had been 50 and 100 in prior frames. They've kicked it up. $200 big blind ante, 10K minimum buy-in, $50,000 maximum buy-in. And Nick Schulman is all smiles for good reason.
For like 300 bucks.
My Booth brother is up $86,000 thus far in this session. Jeremiah Williams, the only other player in the black, up 16.
Young man, wow.
He raised to 22.
Matt
do
Berkey
that,
down
though?
Have a good
31,000.
one.
James Board down 7. Scott Ball down
You got a
2,
customer.
having
All right.
clawed his
My
way
man.
back after being down over 30,000. And a nice start to this frame for Matt Berkey, who smashes trip kings after 3-betting from the big blind. Both players check the flop, and now quads for good measure for Berkey. Board actually hits a 7 here on the river to fill up.
3,000.
You played this hand so good, I'm going to pay you. I hate my life.
I call. You don't hate your life.
What?
Yeah.
And you still don't hate your life.
No. But I knew he had a hand. I mean,
So 2 streets of
Could have
checking.
been the 7 deuce.
the
Allowed
only way
board
you
to
can get
bink the
paid
card.
there.
That
Well, I
would
thought it
pay
was a good
Berkey.
hand.
Going to take a few more like that before Matt is in the black. The professional from Pennsylvania, a Yinzer.
Double
That's
shot.
what they call folks from
Double
Pittsburgh.
mistakes. Some
Leechburg,
things
to
still
be
don't
exact.
change. True. Still in the small blind, facing 800.
Once upon a time, he was a college baseball player and a
Just
pretty good
Terry.
one at that. Now he teaches poker, and plays it when he's not teaching
What was
it.
that?
And welcome aboard Chris Johnson.
Jeremiah, what's up, man?
What's up, Chris?
How are you? I'm good.
Chris,
What's up, man? How are you doing?
local
Weird not
pro,
wearing a mask.
I know, right?
Feels good.
almost $2 million in career tournament earnings, but plenty more to add to that, courtesy of his cash game activities. Likes to play the big stuff.
I think I just folded like
Breakdown
9
of the
hands in a row for the
denominations.
first time in my life.
Cranberries are lingering now.
It kind of hurt.
You see one
I had the
under
same
Nick
hand 3
Schulman's
times, so
flags.
painful.
Those are the 5K chips, and the
One
cranberries
of
are
the
the
cards was a
25s.
7. Oh, it didn't match though. When you have a 7 3 times in a row and it's not the deuce with it.
Now,
I know, right? Of course.
just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, thank you.
Raised
Man.
to 5.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, man.
Call.
I don't think you're the guy I got to worry about.
Heads up.
Oh, no, I think it's very
I
nice of
appreciate
you
it.
anyway.
I appreciate it.
2 10s, 2 clubs, and an 8 here, as board's 7s have been downed. He was in good shape against ball pre, but no longer.
Call.
No c-bet, he just prefers to check call.
Check.
400 is drawing dead.
2,000. Call.
Ball fires again, this time 2K. Board snap calls with the gut shot straight draw. Checks a 3rd time on the river.
$6,500.
It looks like a bluff, but it isn't.
Call.
10.
Extra 6,500 on the end as board wanted to keep ball honest, and it got pricey.
By the way, that's like my favorite thing to do in poker. Tell myself, this looks like a bluff, and I know it, and I know it's not, but I still gotta show myself I'm right.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where we've just seen Chris Johnson take a seat, but it was Scott Ball who took the last pot, once again from his neighbor James Board.
Okay.
You can put it on.
It's just when James
You can put
requested
it
it.
on.
You found the limit, huh?
You trade like a $200,000 pot.
You know what? I'll put it on. I'll put it on. I'll put it on. Haven't looked at it.
Yes. I hope 2 people get in a pot, and I
Holy
hope I have
buckets.
aces.
Single, double, and triple straddle out there, leaving Williams under the gun and on the button, and
How do
he's
you like
loving
your
it.
seat, Jeremiah? Pretty content with it? It's all right.
Makes it 3,500 to go with King 7 suited. Chris Johnson now has 7 deuce.
On.
And guess what?
All in his milk.
Nick Schulman has it too behind him, which doesn't bode well as far as a showdown is concerned.
Oh, please don't show me the 7 deuce when I have a 7.
Yeah, baby.
Come on.
Oh, I took Nick's move.
That's so painful.
God, that hurts.
I have a 7. How can I call?
Yeah. This is Scott.
Thank you.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
That was a lot to fade, buddy. I mean,
Damn. Yeah.
I was just going to make it 18. I wasn't going to just put the whole caboodle in there.
Guy
I
just
don't
comes in
have
and
it.
wins a 7 deuce. So sick.
Nice life.
So sick.
That was sweet. That was like a dream.
Is the button right? It is right.
That was pretty
Yeah.
sick, actually.
The 16's on. Yeah, that was.
What was the show for?
Double
What?
straddle.
The what?
I don't know,
The show
like
for
25?
22? Yeah.
22. Yeah.
25?
Like 22. I didn't know what else to do. I don't want to make it 8.
Oh, I respect it. I respect
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to call? I don't,
Yeah, call.
I don't play this tournament poker.
It's bad having a 7. I mean,
I have a 7. I don't know.
yeah.
Raise to 2,000.
Berkey getting after the double straddle on the button with King 9 suited.
Call.
Couple of diamonds into the muck.
Call.
Board never one to miss a party. Hops in there, as does Ball. Ace 10-9, middle pair for Board.
Check.
Best hand, bottom pair for Berkey. 2 checks in front of him.
Check.
He checks back. Third heart on the
5,000.
turn. Board now, second nut flush draw to go with this 10. Fires 5 dimes and takes it. Far and away, the most active players at the table have been James Board and Scott Ball. James, very much true to form, likes to play a variety of parts of the deck.
I'm 400, right?
Sometimes to the tune of feast,
400
sometimes
as
to the
well,
tune
I
of
think.
famine.
And you get away with it being 21.
Straddle.
You're a nicer guy than I thought.
I don't want to see pain in
Don't want to see pain in kids.
kids. I've had enough pain when I was 21. That. I did some of the most dumbest things ever.
Raise the
Nick
12.
Schulman will attest to that.
What are you talking about?
I was one of the dumbest human beings ever in my 20s.
You were a animal.
Yeah, like literally insane.
I bet you're still
You
in
better
it.
hear some stories.
I mean, the stories are like pretty famous. Some of them. If you ever get in a game with me, someone will tell them.
Yeah.
Ball flops a queen after
I've been
defending
living
a
in South
straddle
Africa
against
7
Williams'
years before I came to
raise.
Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You live here now?
1,000.
You live here now?
No, I live in San Francisco, but I have a
okay.
house.
Call.
Cool.
But when I first came here, it was like big cities.
Of
Scott
course.
check calls 1,000.
I'd been living in Cape Town working in a hedge fund.
Right.
2 pair on the
But they
turn.
have a little scene there, though, right? Isn't that like
Oh,
a big party
oh,
town?
yeah, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you want. Are you delusional?
I thought it's like an amazing city.
It's an amazing city, but you're not exactly going to have a couple of girlfriends or anything like that, 'cause you're not taking the risk. Yeah.
Williams
I mean, yeah,
barreling
you just-
away.
You know, the
This time
impression like that.
5,000. Scott
Is it
content
high?
to just
It's the
call.
highest in the world.
Really?
Some straightiness on the board there. Nice
So
clean
you like
river
bait
for
one
him.
person for like 5 years and go out your mind.
Oh, now Williams
What? Okay, I'll
wanting
give
to
it a
put
go.
him to the test.
I'm never. I quit work. Literally 2 weeks later. Swear to God, that was like.
Jeremiah
Call.
can't get it through.
Nice hand.
Scott did make a meal of
Seven
it.
deuce?
No.
Oh, you would have flipped it over.
I would have felt better about my play if I had 7 deuce.
Well, it was a valiant bluff, but for Jeremiah, all those chips he won from stacking Terry Fleischer earlier have now been shipped over to Scott Ball. Poker After Dark is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts and Auto Care Centers. Do it yourself or have it done for you, that's Napa Know-How. And by Cuervo Tradicional, made with 100% agave since 1795.
Are you guys pretty good? I mean, I feel like I'm maybe like a 4 out of 10. You know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't really play tennis or anything.
Me either. But you pick it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, you do. You're right. You can kind of get better at it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the average competition where we play is probably like a 3-5 according to like tennis rankings.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, a step above novice.
Yeah.
Thank you then for letting me do it instead.
Ball 3-betting Berkey's open. Matt will have position with his 8-6 suited. And he will have an open ender as well against nut no pair. Felt a little bit like Berkey might have been thinking about putting a raise in here to test Ball's metal, but instead he just calls and picks up a heart draw. Ball, meanwhile, picks up a gutty. Barreling again, this time 6,500, and with the added equity, you wonder if now isn't the time where Berkey decides.
Yeah, play all the time. That's all right. It's coming along. You play a lot, right?
Yeah, I tried to. I try to play it like that.
I mean, literally, we should play together.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
I've got membership, never played.
Berkey opts to just call as the attention turns back to the poker.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can always improve.
And presto, backdoor hearts.
That's the good thing about golf is everybody's got handicaps, so you can just make it. You can make it fair, no matter how bad you are.
Meanwhile, Ball finally made a pair, and
call.
Whoops.
What is
You're
it?
good, right?
I'm like a 1, yeah. So.
14-8.
Who's going to win the Masters? Bryson?
You know what? I really like chocolate.
So Berkey doubles up,
Alexander a lot.
and he had been trending in the wrong direction.
But
Much
yeah,
needed
I mean,
boost to his stack,
Gambo,
which
obviously.
now leaves him in the black, up
Watched some
4K.
Steve's interview where he was
Next time on Poker After Dark,
They're going to cut to all the hands that I won and then make a highlight reel of that.
Dan Bilzerian storms the stage,
Gamble, 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 let's go.
bringing big names and big personalities, and a whole lot of big poker action as well.
Jesus, what the hell is going on here?
Yes! Instantly hits the pink ace.
One time, like they say, one time.